Back when I was in high school, I was an absolute rebel. Whatever authority told me to do, I would do the opposite. And I sat next to a friend of mine in algebra class who had similar views. And one day, we were contemplating how to start a revolution against the system. Our algebra teacher was kind of a lazy teacher. He would spend the first 10 minutes going over the lesson. Then he would give us our homework assignment, and then we would have to do our homework for the rest of the class while he read the paper. So during this goof-off homework time, we were talking about how we were going to revolt against the system. And we decided that because everybody was sheeple and everybody was chained to the prisons of their algebra desks, waiting for the bell to release him, we were going to stand up a minute before the bell rang and start a revolution against the authority. And so we stood up, ready for a fight. There was a very interesting experiment done by these students in a psychology class in college. They went to the mall, and one of them pretended to be a famous influencer. Another pretended to be the cameraman, and they used a camera that they borrowed from school, so it looked very, very official. And the other guy pretended to be their manager or their publicist or something. And they walked around the mall and acted like the guy was super famous. There was a psychologist and his team that for some reason wanted to prove that genuine confidence is better than artificial confidence. And so they took a bunch of test participants and they trained half of them to be genuinely confident about their skills, about their abilities, about their experiences. And they took the other half and they trained them to be artificially confident, overconfident, fakely confident, falsely confident. And they sent them both on job interviews. And they were hoping to show that the genuinely confident people are more persuasive about their abilities, and the falsely confident people won't be as persuasive about their abilities. But what they found was the opposite. The overly confident people were by a large margin hired at a higher rate than the genuinely confident people. And this completely confounded them, so they repeated the experiment a bunch of times. When you go out into the world and you present a false confidence frame, that actually is an example of faking it until you make it. That's why people say fake it until you make it. It seems counterintuitive. It seems like a paradox because we have this deep subconscious fear that if we express ourselves to the world, that if we really express ourselves to the world with massive, flamboyant confidence, some negative thing will happen. But this idea has been programmed into you from childhood because this is the common childhood experience. You express your desires and you're told no. You express your desires, you're told no. But there's a difference from your childhood experience of expressing your desires to an adult experience of expressing yourself confidently. And that difference is the people that you're expressing yourself to. When you're a kid, when you're 2 years old, when you're 1 year old, the people you express yourself to are your genetically programmed caregivers. They have a necessity, they have a requirement by evolution to take care of you. They know exactly who you are and they know exactly what's involved in your relationship. And they're on the hook for taking care of you for the next 18, 20 years. And this can cause frustration. This can cause anger. This can cause worry about financial lack, about whether or not they might be able to take care of you or not. So there's a huge complex relationship between you as a child expressing yourself to the world and the world rejecting you, because the world as a child has a huge vested interest in your success and they have an intimate knowledge of who you are, who you were, who you will be. But the people you express yourself to as an adult, they don't know anything about you. All they can go on when you express yourself is how you present yourself to them through your behavior and through your frame and through your language. So if you present a falsely confident self, they will take that at face value. They will understand that at face value. They will treat you that way based on the face value of the frame you present. It's a kind of a romantic notion that people can love us for who we are. People will like us for who we are. But nobody will know who you are unless you present yourself to them, unless you demonstrate who you are through your behavior and through your language. Nobody will know who you are unless you advertise who you are, unless you blatantly market who you are. And no matter what frame you present to the world, they will take that at face value. Now, I'm not recommending you be fakely confident all the time, but it is a fantastic way to prime the pump, to generate some sense of false confidence, maybe present that to the world, get some positive results, and that positive memory will feed back into your mind-body system, and you can settle down into a more genuinely confident frame. This is exactly why people that listen to mind persuasion subliminals have such fantastic and very quick success. The subliminals change how you feel about yourself in kind of a short-term way, and that gets you good results from the world. And so long as you keep that going and prime the pump and then start to get good results from the world based on your new behavior and keep slowly improving your new behavior, you can get more and more confident. You can become more and more outgoing. You can become more and more extroverted. But the idea of them somehow knowing who you are is impossible. But it feels like it is possible because that's what happened when you were a kid. When you express yourself, they knew exactly who you were. But as an adult, when you express yourself, they will take whatever you say about yourself, whatever frame you present at face value. So you can really, really, really fake it until you make it. And that's what happened when these guys did the experiment over and over again. They still don't know why this happened, but every time they sent guys in that had fake senses of confidence, they always got hired at a higher rate than the people with genuine confidence. And these are HR directors. These are people whose job it is to find good employees. And they thought they were trying to prove that fake confidence doesn't work, but it tends to work very, very well. And that's exactly what happened in the mall scenario. After about 20 minutes of walking around the mall pretending to be famous, everyone started following them around as if they were famous. Everybody was checking their phones to see if they could find this famous influencer. So simply by pretending to be famous, everybody thought they were famous. You can present whatever frame you want to the world, and the world will believe you. You can present whatever frame you want to the world, and the world will believe you. This is a fantastic way to prime the pump, to fake it until you make it. So when there was 1 minute left before class ended, we stood up hoping for an argument from the teacher. We had our rebuttals all prepared, but everyone else stood up as well. And the teacher looked at the clock, shrugged his shoulders, and everyone left early. And so we were expecting a fight, but what happened was we stood up confidently and everybody copied us. Even the teacher copied us. We were expecting a fight from the teacher. We were trying to start a revolution against authority in high school, but we stood up confidently and everybody copied us. And that's what will happen to you. Whatever you do confidently, whatever frame you present to the world, people will take you at face value and people will follow you. So try this out, see how well it works. If you'd like to learn more about how to significantly improve your confidence, check out the links below. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and comment, and I'll see you next time.